So, hello on the Sidelines fans. I'm your host, as always, Cameron Capobianco, and joining me today, all the way from Sweden with Malmo FF and from the Canada men's national team, Derek Cornelius. Derek, thank you so much for joining me with your busy schedule and everything. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Happy to be here.
So, before we get into the Canada making the World Cup in 2022, the current CONCACAF Nations League, I just want to ask you, start off right off the bat, what made you want to become a pro footballer?
Pro footballer. Wow, that's way back because I've always wanted to be a professional footballer. But watching World Cups growing up and just the hype around it, the atmospheres, the excitement, it was always something that made me kind of want to be a part of. So from there, I just wanted to be a footballer. And when I was younger, I didn't get the chance to watch Canada play, so I wasn't sure if I'd ever be a part of a World Cup. But I was hoping to at least make it as a professional and enjoy it in that sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, history was made in late 2022, which we'll get into in just a bit. But well, I just want to go where you are currently in Malmo FF in Sweden and just talk about it now. What are some of the differences between playing football in Europe where you currently are with Malmo and in the past where you previously played, but also in Canada? Because you also played a bit with the Vancouver Whitecaps.
It's hard, the differences, because like each team is a different style, different philosophies, different goals. So for me, I've just kind of been focusing on learning as quickly as possible and learning to the different environments that I'm in. As you mentioned in MLS, it's a completely different game. You have different challenges, the travel, the time changes that you need to adjust to in the MLS. These are all different challenges. And then when you come to Europe, you don't have as much travel as MLS. More or less, you're on the same time chain or time zone all the time. So it's more so like adjusting to the league, adjusting to the play style, adjusting to the ambitions of the club. So I've just tried to always go wherever I go with an open mind and be ready to learn and learn quickly. So that's kind of mostly been my focus, and I guess my changing of teams, and just trying to improve myself and be a better player each time.
Why don't we talk about your national team now? Get right into the Canada topic. Before we get into the World Cup again, what has it meant to you so far, just getting the chance to represent Canada at the national level?
Yeah, I mean it's a dream, and every single time that I get the call in, it's excitement, it's yeah, a pleasure to be a part of such an amazing group with such amazing players, staff, everything. So it's something I don't take for granted, and I'm very grateful for it. And every single time I go on the field for my country, I try and do my best, because there's so many people, so many other soccer players that would wish to be wearing that jersey as well. So yeah, for me, and I think the rest of the group, we all feel like it's every single time we're a part of it, it's a privilege, and we try our best to represent the badge well and make our country proud.
Well, one date where you made your country proud, 100% and for sure, March 28th,
Yeah.
2022, down at BMO Field against Jamaica, 4-0 win that qualified you guys for Qatar and the World Cup. What was going through your head that day when you guys heard the final whistle and you guys knew you were on your way to Qatar?
Yeah, it was surreal, because we had such a good qualifying campaign, but that was the day, that it all became official that we're going to Qatar. And I remember there's just so many emotions, guys were crying, guys were laughing, smiling. Everyone was embracing it differently, and it was just such a great night. It was I remember it was a freezing cold day, and we still went out there. We did our job, and yeah, everyone's families were in attendance. It was a really great night, and just kind of confirmed that we were doing something special, and this kind of made it official. So it was just, yeah, as I said, it was a dream come true for me, for my family, for everyone else that was supporting me. And then obviously, it's something that I'll never forget.
And then jump ahead to Qatar at the World Cup. You were named to the World Cup national team for Canada. What was your reaction and where were you when you found out that you were heading to Qatar with this team?
Yeah, I mean, the selection process was throughout a week, and I remember, like, as soon as that week came, it was like not so much sleep at night, because you were just hoping you would get the call and be part of on that flight going to Qatar. So it was just again, so many emotions of you want to go so badly, and you're just waiting for that invite. But once I finally got it, you just call your family, your friends, everyone close to you, and just say, I'm going, and everyone is so excited. So yeah, again, it's just such a great moment to know that now I'm gonna actually go and be a part of a team that made history and is continuing to make history. And I was just really, really looking forward to getting on that flight and heading to Qatar.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that first matchup against Belgium. Belgium are a really tough team, and a lot of guys knew Belgium was going to win, but you guys managed to keep it really close with them that you guys almost looked like you guys could have beat them potentially. It was that lucky long ball that obviously got by Milan Borjan, but what was sort of the strategy and the focus before that first game and to keep up with the Belgian side?
Well, I mean, what got us so much success was just a mindset shift of we go out there and we bring the game to our opponents. I think so many fans saw that when we would play against Mexico away, when we would play against USA away. Previously these were teams that maybe we wanted to sit back on and maybe play a more defensive game, and we didn't want to go to Qatar and then get away from what's brought us so much success. So we wanted to continue, even though it's Belgium. I think at the time they were like second in the world or so. We didn't want to be intimidated by that. We wanted to really go out there and bring the game to Belgium and show them like, yeah, this is a good Canadian team that you're coming up against, and it's going to be a tough game against us. And I think that's what maybe caught a lot of people off guard, that we were so brave on such a big stage to be so what's the correct word? So much belief in ourselves to go out there and go against one of the best teams in the world with very minimal, almost none World Cup experience, being Canadian. So I think just that mindset of, we don't fear any team. We always go out there, we go after the game. It's just brought us so much success, and we're gonna continue going like that. And we go out there thinking that we're the best team in the world, and I think that's a great mindset to have. And then obviously after the game, we go back, we review where can we grow, where can we improve. But when the whistle blows, we're the best team in the world, and we're gonna bring the game to everyone.
Absolutely. And speaking of another history-making moment, again, with the 36-year qualification for Canada, you also made more history in the second game against Croatia. Alphonso Davies scoring the first ever Canada goal in Canada men's soccer history at the World Cup. Can you describe what that was like? Everyone saw that game. We all saw the team run over to Alphonso when that header went in. Just what was that reaction and what was going through your head?
Yeah, I mean, it was a moment that we talked about, even leading up to the World Cup. Like we went to a World Cup before, but obviously we didn't score. So we wanted to be that group to make history, as you said, to be the first group that actually scored a goal at a World Cup. And part of our goals as a team is to inspire the next generation and show them that this is possible, that you can go out there on the international stage and be successful. And when that goal went in, it was just kind of like all our words coming into action, that we're going to inspire a new generation, that so many fans at home, so many people watching at bars, in classrooms, in their TVs at homes, we're celebrating, and the whole country felt like we're behind us. And as I said, it's just such a special moment, and memories you're going to have for a lifetime. So as I said, really grateful to be a part of it, and hoping to make more history in the next World Cup.
Absolutely. So what's it like playing with guys like Jonathan David, Tejan Buchanan, Alphonso Davies, Atiba Hutchison? All you guys play in Europe at such high levels of football, but then you add the MLS to it and you got guys like Jonathan Osorio, Mark Anthony Kay, and Richie Larea. Like, what is it like playing with these guys?
I think one of our biggest strengths again is that we have so many big names, you could say, but there's almost no egos there. We're such a group that's so humble and down to earth, and we all treat each other with respect, and we feel like we've grown a real brotherhood where we can have each other backs both on and off the field. And if one guy needs something, he's got like 5 or 6 guys that are going to go and help him out. So I think when you have that sort of tight connection off the field, playing with them on the field becomes so much easier, because it feels like you're playing with someone who you've known for so long. you know, and I think that's another strength of ours, that you don't really see it, you know, as fans, maybe because you're not always there behind the scenes. But when you really feel that you have people around you that you can trust, that you can put faith into, it really helps on the field in terms of, you know, giving that extra bit for the guy beside you, and going the extra mile to get what the whole group has decided is our goal. So I think yeah, playing with those guys is a privilege. They're all really great players, you know, some players that I looked up to even before I even started playing with them. So I think yeah, I just try and embrace it, and enjoy the moments that we get to play together, because, you know, one day, you know, we're gonna be retired, and we're gonna be thinking about these were the best moments that we are living. So I'm just trying to enjoy it while I'm here, and continue to make yeah, make history with this group.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's going to be all these history making moments that you guys will look back on when your football careers are over and everything. But I also want to add to it, what's it like playing under a coach like John Herdman?
Yeah, I mean, his attention to detail is just another level, you know. He lets you see the game from almost another pair of eyes, and again, like, he's allowed the team to become a team, you know. And I think that's a great credit to him as a coach, because he'll give us the keys once the game goes. He'll give us for example, the strategy, how we want to play, but at the end of the day, he knows that he has trust in his players, that, you know, this is a group that when we go into these tough environments, then we're going to be the ones to figure it out. So I think he's really done a great job in having that balance of helping us to be successful, but then also putting trust in his players in order to get over the line when needed to. So I think he's done a great job in terms of shifting the mentality, of shifting what's important to this country and our goals as a team, and really allowing us to see, you know, what we can actually achieve if we put our minds together on one goal. And I think yeah, it's definitely a huge credit to him to be able to lead us to where he's gotten us to, and we just hope to continue in this way.
Absolutely. So focus back on you. Is there anything you still feel like maybe in your game that you can improve on? Everybody's got improvement somewhere during the season with Malmo, or even ahead of the semifinal clash of the CONCACAF Nations League.
Yeah, I think every player has things to improve on, and I think that's one of my greatest strengths almost, is that I'm very aware that there's always improvements to be made. And once you start thinking yeah, you're good enough, then you can only go in one direction, which is down. So I always try and look to get better and keep growing. So yeah, I don't know if I would say like there's one specific thing, because each team, each style requires different areas. So it's about learning the style and then adapting your game into the team so that you can bring the most to help the team achieve its goals. So as I said, I just come into each environment, team, national team, and new clubs with an open mind, and just looking to do what the team needs to win.
Absolutely. So what's the sort of mentality for you heading into Monday's matchup against Norrköping?
Yeah, it's gonna be another tough game. You know, the first three games, like, they were tough games for us. You know, we had to have a 90th minute winner. You know, we had to go down to the wire in the last game, go down to the wire in the first game. You know, these are all tight games, so I don't think there's any easy games. Um, and we go into each game knowing that there's going to be challenges that we have to face, and it's just about how we execute it. You know, so I think going into Monday's game is going to be another difficult one, back at home, which is a good thing. But yeah, we're gonna have to go out there with the same mentality, you know, that this is gonna be a fight, because every weekend is gonna be a fight if we want to be successful.
Absolutely. And Derek, my last question for you before I let you go. I always ask my guests this whenever, either at the pro, the broadcasting, coaching level. What are some pieces of advice you can give to younger kids, younger adults who possibly want to follow in your footsteps and play overseas in Europe like you are right now, or even played where you were in the MLS, or even again where you are right now at the Canada men's national team?
Yeah, I would just say you always have to believe in yourself, you know. I think it's kind of cliche, because I think people hear that so much. You have to believe in yourself, but I think it's so true, because if you don't believe in yourself, it's hard to see others that'll believe in you. So you need to have that self-belief that you can make it. Obviously, you need to work hard and make sure you stay focused on your goals, but at the end of the day, if you believe that you can make it to a certain level, more than likely than not, then you're going to be able to get there. So I would say always keep the belief in yourself, continue to work hard and keep an open mind to learning and improving. So I think for anyone, if they have the correct mindset and work ethic, they can get what they hope to achieve.
Absolutely. Well, Derek, I want to say thank you so much again for joining me on this episode of On the Sidelines. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to sit down and do this interview. So thank you again.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Guys, Derek Cornelius, Malmo FF and Canada men's national team player. I'm Cameron Capobianco, and we'll catch you guys next time.